very, very interesting to see who can make the impact, who is going to be quick there. Oliver Webb looking good as well in the 777 entry, all over the back now, and wonderful rotation of the cars as we make our way through St Mary's for the first time. We climb the hill. It only looks a minor incline, but you certainly feel it, and we're battling for the lead immediately here. 99 got a great start, and 99 is holding on to it, but only for now. It looks like there is going to be an opportunity for Oliver Webb in a few moments' time.
Certainly is. I noticed by the time the cars got to St Mary's, there might have been a slight incident at Fordwater, because we got about the first half of the field, then a gap, then the second half nose to tail. But up front, it's as tight as you like. Going down that brilliant start from the middle of the front row, car 99 leads down to the first corner, a bit of corner cutting halfway down the run towards Woodcote, but they keep it on the black stuff, but only just.
And that's a move for the lead, and that would have been a sensational one of that. That would be one that Oliver Webb would want to see back. He has managed to fight his way to the front of the field, and the driver that lined up in 5th position on the grid leads us over the line into lap 2 on this 45-minute race where you must use 2 drivers, and that's a tight squeeze for the 77, who is shown the inside of the door handle heading in to turn 1 at Matchwick.
Well, very, very tight indeed. I think it's Matt Home on board number 9, trying his utmost and going very, very wide in the background. Number 3 and 73, that's the Rory Butcher car shared with William Paul there, but he got it back on the black stuff. See what I mean about that gap? And then in the background, someone else has gone for a big one. That was the car that started stone last, car number 52, and a flame from the tail. That's just unburnt fuel in the exhaust pipe there. That's the car shared by Christian Cole England and Johnny Molam. Round it went, and I feel we may be having a safety car coming out with that sitting by the side of the circuit.
Yeah, big hit there, big hit for the 52, continuing to race at the moment, but I wonder for how much longer. 99 continues to hold the lead.
No, in second place he was passed, and look,
he was, yes,
Ollie Webb is now has waved goodbye. He's promises he'll send them a postcard, but he's off in the lead of this race. But I do think the safety car now confirmed as being brought out. No surprise. So Ollie Webb, brilliant move to take the lead into Woodcote at the end of the opening lap, but they are going to come up onto your tail when you abate your pace behind the safety car. But I thought it was almost too good to be true to get the whole lot, 30 of these competitive races in these 901 and 911 Porsches.
Have they got the message there? They're going to have to swap them back around because the safety car is out. So the number 9 entry will have to cede back that place because that was overtaking under the safety car. I think the flags are fairly clearly displayed on the main straight, and we are awaiting the safety car.
Yeah, it's now there. The E-Type Jaguar will... So, cars all running, they'll form up in line astern form.
Okay, all behind the safety car. It was the 52 that was off, and the 52 that was being driven by Richard Tuthill, who went round and heavily into the barriers. So this was Ollie Webb sprinting clear, and it feels like the aggression was dialed up. Look further back in your shot, because that is where the crash is going to happen, and that is the end of the race. Big moment into the barrier. Beautiful car in need of repair.
Yeah, but the tyre wall did exactly what the tyre wall needed to do. It sucked up so much of that momentum. The car was spun around several times, and it's always sad to see a beautiful car like this that has been damaged, but the best thing there is seeing a driver hopping out. That's in slow-mo. And, of course, got quite glad to be down on the firm stuff. And that would have certainly got the internal gyroscope spinning around, but good to see driver okay.
Yeah, that's the most important thing when you have an impact like that, and left to ponder things, but most importantly out of the car, and that was Richard Tuthill, who was out and okay. So we had a change of lead, and it was going to have to be a mighty move around the outside, and it appears that it was from miles back heading in to Woodcote Corner. At this stage, you'd never think it was on. Take the long way round, and take the long way round in style for Ollie Webb, who is going to put one of the moves of the day on and somehow avoid contact. How about it?
Well, that was quite extraordinary. The James Court Phil Quave car, we can't confirm who's started that car. Maybe being just a little bit cautious, but Ollie Webb had obviously swallowed all the brave pills. And around the outside, a route that has, how should we describe it, diminishing returns on so many occasions.
Definitely true. Definitely true. But a great move, worthy of taking the lead. I still think they need to swap around. I still think but number 9 took that position under the safety car, so I think they're going to have to swap them back around. There's no need for a penalty there, but they should swap them around before we get to the restart order. Some beautiful cars in the field, lots of entertainment. Big crash behind the safety car means that we're going to have to fully recover the 52, the 911 from 1965 that went into the barriers on the opening turn.
Yeah, it's a shame because certainly the Tuthill car, Richard Tuthill car, had been making up great ground, having started stone last on the grid, had certainly worked his way up the order very tidily indeed, but alas, with that tumble. We also saw the Nigel Green Tarek Mahmood car failed to start the race, car number 59, and another one that's in the pits is the Nick Manassian car number 60, which he's sharing with Kyle Tilley. That's a shame, so I didn't see what was untoward with that. I'll have a look in the pit lane, can't quite spot it beneath us in the shadow.
Okay, so 38 minutes to go. We are circulating behind the safety car. All the drivers still have to make a mandatory pit stop, and then we will see how it shakes out. We've had a great move for the lead. We've had an illegal move for second place behind the safety car. This was the start, though, Bruce.
Absolutely brilliant. It looked as though the first two cars had got away absolutely perfectly, but then suddenly by the time you got down to Madgwick, it was a real case of the second gear change was the better one, and that put the car from the middle of the front road into the lead. This is going on board with Mark Webber's car, and I spotted it gain several positions. That's great. Going on the pit wall side, past the end of the pit wall, past pit out, and this is the view going down into Madgwick, looking for space. Drifting sideways, working the wheel, but certainly a couple of places going. This is with Max Chilton from further down the order, so a lot of cars to overtake, and that's precisely what he's there to do. But it's about getting through the gears cleanly, tidy. Lost one position, two position. In fact, he's doing the reverse of gaining places, but you could be sure when they get into the first corner, the positions will be picked back. Two-driver race, 45 minutes. We've got this moment now behind the safety car for those early laps. Brilliant onboard footage.
I'm liking the stopwatch on the steering wheel as well. Interesting that that's being attached.
And just to let you know, of course, it was Bonamy Grimes who was starting the car he's sharing with Mark Webber. That was the second of the onboard camera footage. That's car 116. So drivers are pressing on, but the driver leading the race, it's car 777, and it's Ollie Webb. We sort of detected that from the driving style with that brilliant move. And again, looking at the replay of the start from the outside, it was a nip and tuck, and a few people sort of put their noses forward and then pulled them back in again just in case, but you know, all very, very clean indeed as they went round the first corner.
Yeah, unfortunately not staying that way for the 52 entry, but thankfully Richard Tuthill is okay and out of the car. So just to give you an update of who's in the cars, because we were waiting for confirmation of who's in what. Matt Neal is in the 27 car. He's one to look out for. And Bonamy Grimes is in the car that Mark Webber will pilot later on, and it's a sad old sight. You never want to see beautiful cars in a damaged state, but unfortunately that's what's happened to the 52 entry, which is being wheeled away by the brilliant team of marshals that we have all around this circuit, making us able to go to the revival, and that car will need quite a lot of attention.
It will be reparable, but not in time for the remainder of this race. Of course, 45 minutes all in, and it's always, just as often, rebuilding the tyre wall that takes the time. We've seen the marshals and the rescue crews very quickly have hooked up Richard Tuthill's car. They pulled it to a place of safety on the infield. Of course, that accident really shook everything up. But the marshals are all trained. They have to know where the point is to put a car that's had a technical problem. Sometimes the drivers know full well, and they've worked out on their track walk or bicycle ride or whatever where they can put a car. Because we all know that cars can break, but you just don't want to have a race having to be stopped because they've been parked somewhere far from a gap. But let's go down to Ed Turner, because he's